Next topic is look. Nah, man, you was the mole. You was the one that told him that that shot was gonna be there. So we kind of alluded to it a little bit in the first segment, but we're more so going to go into a little more of a deep dive. So, what do you think is next for Garcia and Tank? More so, let's talk about Garcia first because we Tank won. We want to see more people want to see the bounce back from Garcia. So, what do you all think is next for Garcia?
Man.
I'm gonna start off with Fast Camp. We're gonna work our
Okay.
way backwards.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
start.
I think it actually opens up. The loss is good for the division. It's good for Garcia. He still's gonna have, gonna have some pretty okay uh high profile fights. You know what I'm saying? You can see Pitbull, you can see Rolly, and then also too, you're gonna see guys like Keyshawn, and was it Shakur actually go after him now. So I think it's actually good for boxing, good for 40, not per se really that good for Ryan or whatever, because he will probably knock off Rolly and Pitbull, but once it comes to those dogs that's coming up, and also too Ryan Martin, I can see a Ryan Martin fight, but more fights going to open up because he has an ego. He's going to want to prove. And then also some of the people who watch the fight and see that he's a one-trick pony are going to want to test that now. I can knock that off. I can take, because he's still a cash cow. He's still going to, fill his seats, and people going to want that money. So I actually see more interesting, more, fun fights for Ryan. And people are still going to be, it's still going to be hard for Tank to match up with these O's. Like, let's just say Haney, wins. I don't see that fight really happening yet. I just don't really see it or whatever. Because you know how, when you got that you got to do something. You got to prove yourself. You got to, win something. You got to, all that stuff start getting into it. So I think it's actually better for boxing that, what's going to happen on Ryan's path.
Okay, Tony.
So my question to him would be: are you going to be Vitaly Klitschko, or are you going to be Vladimir Klitschko? Right? Are you going to go and tuck your tail and take take a bunch of easy fights, or are you going to get in the gym like Vitaly did, or like Vladimir did, and work on his skills and become a better fighter? Because right now he ain't that right now, right? Everybody knows Tank. I wouldn't say that Tank exposed him, but Tank kind of he didn't expose him. He kind of brought it back to what it really was, right? He kind of he came up there and was on a pedestal holding the flame for the Olympic torch, and then Tank just basically blew his flame out, and that's basically how he is. So how is he going to? He needs to take some time off before his next fight. Don't even try to think about doing it and getting there with Goosen, because Goosen's a great. Come on, man, he's one of the greats.
Yeah.
Right. He changed a lot of guys' careers. So if he can do that, right, he might be okay at 140. He might be okay at 140, right? He can definitely carry around the weight. But the thing is, will he work on the skills that's necessary, like footwork, like being a tall fighter like you are? Will he work on that? If not, man, I don't know where he's going to go at. I mean, he may what's the dude that was in Rocky 5? That was fighting in Rocky 5. I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about, the white boy that was knocking out everybody in boxing, and everybody realized Tommy
Tommy Gunn. Tommy
yeah,
Gunn.
his name is Tommy Gunn or whatever. Remember how everybody, I forgot what his real name in boxing, but remember how he fought in there, and he went out and fought somebody from the hood, right? And he fought somebody from the hood. The dude from the hood had him sleep on the ropes like this, and the referee never came in there, and he kept hitting the same punch. Like he can turn into that guy. You know what I'm saying? He can turn into that guy. Or he, like I said, will he be Vitaly and go tuck his tail and run, or will he be Vladimir Klitschko and actually go in there and work on his skill and become a better fighter? Because you saw the champion he became.
That's true. Ricky,
Uh,
you had a Garcia moment.
Man,
You
I
seen
seen
me.
it. Yeah, I seen it. Ryan. All I know is Ryan got to win that next fight. If he don't win this next fight, he definitely gonna correct. It's gonna be kind of like dwindling. It's gonna be hard to bounce back. And yeah, I can't. I don't know. It just gets difficult when you go up in weight, it gets difficult. We done seen that. You seen Canelo go up in weight and it got difficult. You know what I'm saying? And then the power of punches don't stop. They get harder. So it's like I don't know. I don't really got too much faith in Ryan. And I gotta address this though. I seen somebody in the comments said Isaac Cruz, Ryan would lose. Ryan would beat Isaac Cruz. I can't see that happen. You gotta stop that. You definitely a fan. This is not gonna happen. I can tell you a Ryan fan for real. That's not gonna happen. Isaac Cruz is one of the ones that gave Tank some trouble, a lot of trouble, and knew how to defend against that left hand. So and Ryan seen that footage and did nothing with it. So no, that's not gonna happen.
Man. So all right, so we said what's next for Garcia. What do you all think is next for Tank? Like, who should be his next fight? I ain't gonna say when, but who do you think should be his next fight? And Ricky, we'll start with you and I'll work our way down.
I can't really predict who would be his next fight right now. Honestly, I guess whoever steps up to him or whoever he feels like is worth deserving a fight. Because I feel like a lot of people say he hasn't been tested, but I can name 2 fights that shows that he has been tested over these, over these couple of fights that he has had. And I think it's just gonna go up on him until somebody comes in and actually box him. Like this is what I'm saying. Nobody's trying to box. They keep trying to rush and think they got the upper hand, and he makes them pay for every time. We've been seeing kind of the same stuff, and especially these last couple of fights. We've kind of been seeing the same stuff. So we need to see people with different game plans who actually want to come in and win. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna go up for Tank though. Overall, I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's going. I think he's going to definitely finish a year strong. He get another fight this year. He's going to win that.
All right, Tony.
Yeah, I don't know what his next fight is going to be, but I'll tell you this much right here: the fight that everyone's calling for him is Shakur. That's the fight they're calling for. Will it happen? I don't know. If that will happen, but he's going to eventually have to move up in weight to get the fight that he could get some of the fights that he's looking for. He's going to move up in weight to get them. I mean, there's not many. I don't know, man. I mean, what do you do after after this? I mean, people pretty much got to come after him.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much going to happen. They're going to come after him. A name is going to have to challenge him. I'm sorry, a name with skills.
Yeah.
Name with skills is going to have to challenge him. Somebody that can box. All right, and we'll see what happens then. But I mean, it all depends on what he wants to do.
Fast Camp.
I think, I mean, the fight that we want the winner of Haney Lomo. Betting that it's Haney. Ain't happening. I see another at 35, Frank Martin. That's someone who's not really proven, but is getting his height, and with PBC and all of that, so like getting his height. I think that's an easy fight for Tank. It looks difficult, but it's easy. He won't fight Shakur right now. He won't. If Haney wins, he ain't gonna fight Haney. I think the best thing for him to do, probably to go to 140, because the 40 is still wide. It ain't no top tier. So I think he would be really doing the same thing that he did at 35 at 40. And as far as money and as far as him, keeping his O, which is most likely what his goal is, not like fight the best, what I'm saying, and all that or whatever. It's most likely keep the money train going, keep the O, go up to 140. Ain't really nobody up there, what I'm saying. The only one, what I'm saying, Teofimo may be able to match him a little bit, what I'm saying, with the power, but there's 40 is always a weird stopping ground where it's like no one ever really at 40. They go, it's 47 or it's 30, 35 or whatever. So if he was what I'm thinking, he going out that money, he just gonna go up, clean 40, do what he got to do. But there are fights at 35, but Shakur not happening, Devin not happening in the next fight. It ain't gonna happen.
Well, we gonna see. Because
I mean, Russell's at 42, right? So that might be that. I mean, he might be
Russell from here. Gary Russell?
I know he ain't saying that.
Nah. Yeah. That's what I think. I think they were talking about too. I heard that thrown out, but I don't see how that will work out either. You
But
know,
what Russell you talking about?
Gary Russell. Yeah, that one.
Then. But I thought Gary was down though. But they never go fight.
Yeah, they're
Not
not
the
going to.
cap.
Nah, I can't. Yeah, I
Not
can't
the
see them.
cap.
I can't see them fighting.
It would make a good fight, is what I'm saying. I don't mean that they
It
would.
would.
Yeah, it would be a good. No, it
would.
definitely be a good fight. I think it probably would go the distance.
Yeah, I think
It
it would.
definitely would go the distance. Not saying I know I could really predict who would win because I think Gary worked a lot more than Tank, but I know for a fact and more likely would go the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we would have to see. So that fight, in my opinion, would probably show more of Tank's skill in that type of fight. It will probably show because he really has some of the people he's fighting. He doesn't really have to show his skill. All he had to do was be tactical and just wait for them to make the mistake that he know they're going to make.
Well, if that fight ever does happen, we're gonna need every police officer in the area because that Baltimore versus DC feud is gonna spark right back up.
Oh, that would have been a hell of a mark. I mean, that would have been a crazy marketing scheme.
Especially having MGM, right?
Yeah,
Man.
They would have made a lot of money. They probably do that. They can do that now just because they make a lot of money.
Yeah. But
thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.